welcome. Welcome to this Mindful Monday. As we're recording this, it is the 20th of March and it is the spring equinox. Ostara, for those that celebrate in the turn of the year, the wheel of the year, from pagan, Wiccan, Germanic folklore, with the goddess and the hare. Is it hare or rabbit? I'm sure it's a hare. But somehow across the years, it's become an Easter bunny. But it is the spring equinox. So that means that it's one of the two occasions in the year that night is equal to day in length. And moving from here forward, the days are getting longer. The promise of long, sultry summer days is there. It's ahead. It's coming. And I had some Facebook memories pop up yesterday, and the yoga shed doors were open on these photographs, and it was a beautiful day. It looked like summer, but it was a reminder that we've got some days like that ahead, even if it's not like that just yet. So with that, we're emerging into spring. We can see buds appearing on trees, flowers. Some flowers have opened. There are daffodils in the garden and hyacinth here. There is rebirth, there is growth, and it's a time to plan, but it's also a time to plan to reflect on some of the planning that you may have done around the very beginning of the year or as we entered the year, and to start to put some of those things into action so plans can begin to open. But at the same time, to do that with self-care and not trying to do everything. There's a tendency for modern culture to have a list of things that they must achieve in a year. And my thoughts on that are that can turn into a stick to hit you with. And in fact, thinking about what you would like, what you thought about at the beginning of the year that you would like this year, and where you can help that move forward at this point in a soft and gentle way that looks after you and isn't a way that you can use to berate yourself. So perhaps some planning, perhaps some drawing or journaling or painting to let your ideas unfold about what you'd like in the weeks and months ahead. So we're going to have a centering to start, and we'll have our ABC. And your choice, you can close your eyes if you wish. It's not the best way to learn centering because you can't use it in practical life with your eyes shut, but should you choose to, please do. A for awareness. Notice sounds in the distance and nearby. And if you're outside or there's a window open, you might hear birds, you might hear water, noises of nature, embracing spring. Then notice what you can see. If you can see through a window, look what nature's offering, hinting at, promising. Be aware of the temperature. And where you are, where you're sitting or standing, perhaps your feet on the ground, your body on furniture. And then take that awareness inwards, noticing how you feel today. Although I don't ask you to do anything yet, you might notice you soften just by noticing. An awareness of your breath. The flow of the breath in and out. And then B for balance, because this is a day, a night of balance, balance of light, whichever hemisphere you're in. Notice if you can have balance to your breath, in and out equally. Have a little rock back and forth, side to side, up and down, finding that sweet spot. Earth supporting you, you sinking, resting into the earth. And C for core, seeing if you can bring some softness through the core, through your forehead, through your eyes, your jaw, your shoulders, your chest and belly. Perhaps you can lengthen and soften. And second C for connection, bringing to mind a person or a pet, your inner self or higher self, someone that makes you feel warm inside, someone that makes your heart smile. Or if you're in the Zoom room, have a little look on the screen and see the faces smiling back. And then let that go. And checking in today, noticing how you feel. And if there is something that you would like to support, to grow, support, to develop. And if your check-in can relate to that, that's great. If it doesn't, that's okay. And it can be something really small, something about making, developing, anything. So I'm going to pause the recording and check in with the people in the Zoom room, and we will be back soon. Some lovely reflections in the Zoom room about ideas, projects, galloping horses, and the emergence of spring and life and ideas. So I'm going to stand up, I'm going to go over there. We're just going to have a little bit of movement before a guided meditation practice. Okay, you can stay seated, you don't have to stand up, but arrive back in your body. Notice how you feel. Perhaps you can have a little swing side to side, because maybe we need a bit more movement. I'm missing our morning walks that we haven't had over the cold, wet days in winter, and looking forward to them emerging again. And then come to rest. We're going to take a breath, and with your breath, you can take your arms up and overhead as though the breath is moving your arms. So inhale, sweep them up as far as is right for you. Exhale, bring them down. And again, sweep them up. You don't have to move with me. Move with your breath up. And this time, come and have a bend. So soften the knees and bend. If you wish, right down. You can do this seated as well. Inhale, sweep all the way back up. Soften the knees, lengthen the spine, all the way back up. And down. Pause. We're going to do it again. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale all the way down. So soften the knees, hinge at the hips, long spine, all the way down. You can use blocks. We're coming up halfway this time. So soft knees. Inhale up. Exhale down. Back up to the sky. Inhale up. And exhale down. Like a flower. You're opening up like a bud, like a flower. Let's get a little bit of activity and movement. Maybe have a little bounce or a shake. Movement through your body. As flowers emerge, as buds wake, they need movement, they need oxygen, they need sunlight, and so do you. And then come back and pause. And notice how any movement brings a shift. Notice how it feels on the inside. Notice how it feels as a body. Let's step out to being seen, because that's what you can see in the garden, from the buds, from the daffodils, from the hyacinths. And you might only just peep out a little bit. Take the hands in, soften the knees and spread them out. How much do you want to be seen right now? What about your project? Things that you might want to do? Will that make you reach out more? Is it uncomfortable to reach out more? Do you need to stand tall and strong and learn slowly to spread out your arm? Maybe take hands to heart, or one hand to heart and one to belly. And notice any responses within your body. What is the wisdom of your body telling you? And then a pose we've done before is entering in. One foot forward, one back. The weight is a little in front, and our hands are reaching out. They're not stretching, we're not leaning. But where are you going? What project do you have in mind? And is it soft and gentle? Or is it forceful? Are you really going for it? Watch those galloping horses. But perhaps ahead you can see focus, direction. Maybe swap sides. What are you heading for? That's it. That's right. Reaching ahead, looking beyond. What's the goal for you? We can talk tiny goals, the goals that bring us nourishment, and the ones that feed our soul. It might be a sewing project, it might be cooking, it might be a piece of artwork, it might be anchoring your practice. But what is it that's speaking to you at this point, this turn in the year? And then come back and pause, maybe hand on heart, hand on belly. Noticing any shift in how you feel. The response of the body can be really subtle, especially if we're not used to listening to it. So listen, feel it, notice. And then let that go. Have a shimmy, have a shake, have a wiggle, and find a seat or lie down ready for a guided practice. We're going to have a guided meditation, but incorporate a visualization in keeping with the theme of the spring equinox. If listening to this, it's a different time of year, that's okay. You can have a virtual spring equinox, or if you're in a different, in the opposite hemisphere, that's okay. So choosing the position that's right for you. Somewhere where your body is supported, you are warm enough. Sit tall should you choose, as is traditional with meditation, or follow the wisdom of your body today if it's telling you to snuggle down and be comfortable. Notice your breath and notice your body. Notice how you are as a body. Have a little scan, being aware of any areas of tension, anywhere that you can perhaps soften a little. And with each inhale, see if you can expand. Expansion of ideas, expansion of thoughts, expansion of love, expansion of space. And with each exhale, finding a little extra softness, a little extra ease and gentleness. And perhaps you can imagine taking a walk through a spring meadow, gardens, grassiness underfoot, perhaps damp. You might hear birds talking to each other, celebrating the equal night and day and the promise of the warmth and the light growing. Notice any flowers, daffodils, hyacinths emerging or smiling happily at you. And the buds on trees or bushes, waiting, ready to emerge. Follow a pathway through the meadow. Perhaps other walkers have been there before, or animals. You might see a small creature dart ahead, a rabbit, stoat. And the sky above, a hint of warmth from the sun peeping from behind clouds, but still a freshness in the air. Spring is here and summer will come. Emergence and rebirth and growth. Perhaps you can settle down, sit, rest your eyes, and sink into your body. Inhale, finding expansion and space. Exhale with softness, with love and ease. Taking awareness through the body, beginning at your toes. Perhaps you can even take a tiny wiggle of your toes, resting in this place, sensing or imagining the space between the toes and within the toes. Toes connected to the feet. And perhaps you can feel the feet from the inside out. Inhale. Feeling into expansion and space. Exhale. Finding softness, ease, and gentle love. Notice the toes and the feet, the ankles and the lower legs up to the knees. Perhaps you can sense each lower leg resting here, resting on the cool support of the earth. Sensing or imagining the space around the lower legs and the space within. As though the lower legs are breathing. Perhaps the breath is coming through the feet into the lower legs. Inhale with expansion and space. Exhale. Self-love softness and ease. Moving your awareness through the feet and lower legs, through the knees, up into the upper legs and the hips. Perhaps you can feel into that space around the upper legs. And imagine the space within the upper legs, expanding with each breath. The breath coming through the soles of the feet, through the ankles and lower legs, the knees, and filling the upper legs and the hips. Inhale with expansion and space. Exhale with softness and ease. Letting your awareness move through the toes and the feet, the lower legs, the upper legs, the hips, and into the pelvis and the belly. Perhaps you can sense or imagine the space around the pelvis and the belly. And then sensing or imagining the space within, as though the breath can fill the pelvis and the belly, filling through the feet, the legs, and filling the pelvis and the belly. Inhale with expansion. Exhale, softness and ease. Moving your awareness through the feet, the legs, the pelvis, the belly, up into the chest. Sensing or imagining the space around the chest and then the space within. Perhaps imagining the whole of the chest filling with the breath, filling the lungs, filling the heart, expanding, radiating. Inhale with expansion. Exhale with softness, with ease, with love spreading out from the chest. Then moving your awareness to the fingertips. Perhaps you can sense or imagine each finger, each thumb and the hand, and sensing the space around the hands, the space within the hands, and as though the hands are filling with the breath. Perhaps the breath is coming through the palms of the hands, expanding, filling. Filling the feet, filling the hands. Inhale with expansion. Exhale with softness, with love, with ease. And moving your awareness through the fingers and thumbs, through the palms of the hands and the wrists, into the lower arms and elbows. Sensing, imagining the space around the lower arms and the space within. Perhaps the breath is coming through the fingers and hands, through the wrists and filling the lower arms. Inhale with expansion. Exhale with softness, love and ease. And moving your awareness through the fingers and hands, the wrists and lower arms, into the upper arms and shoulders. Sensing, imagining the space around the upper arms and shoulders. And perhaps sensing the upper arms and shoulders filling with the breath. Inhale with expansion. Exhale with softness, with love, with ease. And moving your awareness through the body, from the feet, from the hands, through the legs, through the arms, through the belly, through the chest, through the neck into the head. Sensing, imagining the space around the head. And perhaps the space within the head, the breath filling the head, filling the eyes, the ears, the cheeks, the nose, the jaw, the mouth. Breath filling the head. Inhale with expansion. Exhale with softness, with love, with ease. Sensing or imagining the whole body here. The space around the whole body and the whole body filled with the breath. The whole body expanding with the inhale and finding ease with the exhale. And allowing your attention to rest here on the whole body for the next couple of minutes. Inhale, finding expansion. Exhale, feeling into softness and ease. sensing, imagining the whole body breathing, the whole body growing with the breath, expanding and softening. And in this place, in this meadow, in this spring setting, noticing what's around you in your mind's eye, noticing the sounds again, the birds, the grassy ground, scents, the sky, the sun. And then coming to stand in this meadow and making your way back down the trodden path, back from where you came. And as we reach the end of this practice, perhaps taking a sense of expansion, emergence, growth, taking a sense of that into your day, should you choose, should you wish to take it with you to a project, to a plan. Perhaps taking a hand to heart and a hand to belly, or even a hug. Having a gentle squeeze. And then slowly, as you're ready, coming back to where we began. Opening your eyes if they were closed. And noticing how you feel. If you're watching the recording, we're going to stop now so we can have a chat in the Zoom room. And we will see you soon. Thank you for joining us.